What's up? Welcome to Swanky Disc Golf. Today we are counting down the top 5 new fairway drivers. We are going to keep you guys up to date with all of the latest fairway drivers we think you should try out. Let's jump right into it, starting at number 5. Some of these fairway drivers have come out very recently. Some of them have not even come out yet at all, but we're going to break them down, starting with the Discmania TD. Now we're starting off very controversial, and you can go ahead and let me know in the comments that a 10-speed is not technically a fairway driver. The reason we're going to include it on the list is because it is a very, very recent disc that I think a lot of people are going to use like a fairway driver. A 10-speed is sometimes considered a distance driver, sometimes considered a control driver, depending on who you ask, but we're going to include it on this list anyways. Discmania used to put out an Innova-made TD, but this is the new replacement TD, and they feel absolutely incredible. Ever since Discmania started manufacturing their own plastic over in Sweden, especially the S-line has felt so good. Super clean, super polished, very grippy. This run actually came out pretty stiff from some other S-line plastics that I personally have tried, and they boast a flight that is very true to the numbers. This disc is going to be great for amateurs who are looking to get extra distance out in the woods, or even just like in an open field and you're going for max distance shots and you're not quite yet throwing 11, 12 speed true distance drivers. This is going to be a fantastic driver, especially for amateurs, but also anyone who considers themselves an advanced amateur or even above that level is going to have an awesome time absolutely carving up fairways with these discs. So we're going to highly recommend the Discmania TD at number 5. Coming in at number 4, slightly less controversial, but some people would still say not a fairway driver, but on the Lone Star Discs website, they call it a fairway driver. We're talking the Lone Star Discs Spur. The Spur came out not too long ago, coming in at the numbers 9403, and these numbers would lead some to believe that it's perhaps just a Firebird clone, but the flight that it shows, I think, is actually something very complementary to a Firebird. Slightly less overstable, maybe a little bit more glide, so potentially an amateur who's not quite wanting that overstable of a disc out of a Felon or a Firebird or something like that can pick this up. Or you can also bag them together, but Lone Star has some super high quality plastics that are unique, really fun to throw. I'm going to use Innova discs for reference, but I think the flight of this disc is unique enough to separate it from both the Thunderbird and the Firebird and come somewhere right in between those two discs. And I really recommend you pick it up, give it a try on some forehands, some backhands. Great for amateurs, great for advanced players, and even beginners who maybe want a Firebird, but it's just a little bit too much beef. Try this thing out. The Lone Star plastic is gonna blow you away. Coming in at number 3, we have our first disc that is not even released yet on this list, but we're so looking forward to the Trash Panda Ozone. For those of you who do not know, Trash Panda Disc Golf started out as a YouTube channel, a guy named Jesse, experimenting with trying to create more sustainable, recycled plastic discs. He first came out with the Inner Core, which is a putter, and then the Dune, which is a mid-range, and now he is working on the Ozone. These are expected to release sometime soon this year, and we don't quite have flight numbers on them, but there's a bunch of videos of Jesse throwing it. You can go check that out. What we're really excited about is that Jesse seems to continually outdo himself and improve the plastic quality as time goes on. The Inner Cores feel incredible, and I believe that the Dunes were a step up from that, and now I believe that the Ozone is going to be even a step up from that. So we're really excited to try out this plastic, super excited for Jesse. The flight does seem to be pretty straightforward. I'm guessing something like a 7.5, -1.1 or -1.2 or somewhere around there, but it does seem to have a little bit of fade and some torque resistance, and seriously, I just cannot wait to try this thing. We will definitely be reviewing it as soon as it comes out. Okay, coming in at number 2, this disc is technically the oldest on the list, but it did come out fairly recently, and it is probably one of the more loved discs that has come out of Discraft in a very long time. Yes, we're talking the Discraft Cicada. The numbers on the Cicada are 7.6, -1.1, which actually makes it fairly unique in Discraft's lineup. It has a 0.5 stability on their stability scale. Discraft has a few other -1.1 discs in this stability range, but the Cicada is unique in its controllability, especially among amateurs. It's a 7-speed, but I've heard a lot of people saying the rim feels almost like a 6-speed. It's a very slow disc for a fairway driver, making it super comfortable for a lot of different arm speeds, and it has that very high 6 glide and the -1.1 super straight flight. It is an amateur disc golfer's absolute best friend. And for more advanced disc golfers, they're getting a ton of distance out of it for a slower disc, like I said, making it super controllable. If you are a big Discraft person and you have not picked up this disc yet, I highly encourage you to. So many Discraft throwers out there are claiming it's their new favorite disc, and of course Discraft plastic is some of the best in the world. It's going to be very consistent. You almost never get any flashing or sort of imperfections out of Discraft plastic. Definitely check out the Cicada. All right, now we are moving into the #1 fairway driver we think every disc golfer should try. But before we do, I want to remind you, if you enjoy this type of video, hit the like button below so that we know to make more videos like this, and if you wouldn't mind hitting the subscribe button so you don't miss future uploads, that would be awesome. Coming in at #1, we have the Latitude 64 Brave. I know, it's another kind of straight flying, slightly understable fairway driver, but it's in Latitude 64 Royal Grand plastic, which I believe and many believe to be the best plastic you can buy right now. They were released late 2023 in mystery boxes, or in the Royal Grand boxes that Latitude 64 put out. You can't buy them on the shelves yet, but they'll be coming out soon. And truly the biggest thing about this disc is that it is going to be Latitude 64 Royal Grand plastic quality, and it's the numbers that everyone loves. Similar to the Cicada, high glide, low speed, controllable. Amateurs are going to get a lot of distance out of it when they're trying to throw in the woods. They're trying to throw very specific shot shapes. And when you do hit those trees, it's going to beat into perfection. It's not going to beat in too quick. It's not going to get a bunch of dinks in it. It's going to last the test of time because of the plastic that it's in. And if they ever come out with it in any other sort of plastics, maybe less premium plastic, it's going to be absolutely the best fairway driver for beginners out there. Be sure to let us know what we missed in the comments below. What was your favorite disc on the list? What is the best fairway driver out there everyone should try? And we will see you guys in the next one. Stay swanky.